We have a trip around the world that ends with a sick child. This has been in the news here lately. A 1-year-old girl became seriously ill on a sailboat hundreds of miles off of Mexico. Is rescued by the U.S. Coast Guard. We got Eric and Charlotte Kaufman. They took off sailing on an excursion with their 2 daughters, Cora, age 3, Lyra, age 1, and they were going to sail around the world, go on this big trip. About 900 miles into the trip, their 1-year-old has some really big health problems. Their sailing vessel also had some pretty big issues, so they call for help. Rescuers parachute into the ocean, rescue the family. The 1-year-old's doing fine now. They're headed back to the States on a Navy warship. People are beginning to second guess the family's decision to bring their children on the trip. And the parents release a little statement, hey, this is how we've lived for 7 years, everything's fine, leave us alone, type of thing. And here's the question. What do you think of the Kaufman's decision to bring their small children on a personal cruise around the world? A, you only live once, go for all the gusto you can handle and bring your kids along for the ride. B, parents' first responsibility is to the safety of their children, raise your kids first, then sail around the world. Or C, do what you want, but don't ask the taxpayers to bail you out. Sharks need to eat too.
Okay, you're up, Bova.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with B.
Raise your kids
What was
first.
B?
Raise your kids first. Your number one priority is their kids' safety. I'm not saying you can't be safe, and I'm not saying there's no way to be safe on a boat, but do you think it might be a more constructive place to raise your kids on land in a home close to medical care, where if your kid gets sick, you can go to the hospital rather than being 300 miles off the coast of a country?
Bova has set up a series of prisons that he wants everyone to move in to eliminate all risk in your life, just so you're not an inconvenience to others.
Nope, not what I'm saying at all. But
Have
thanks.
you ever seen The Hunger Games? Maybe we just kill each other in an open-style arena, and then you would feel safe.
Yep. That's what I was going for, too. Thank you guys so much for reading into what I was trying to say and really breaking down what I want.
I mean, the premise
I
of
want
what
to be in a place where no one can get hurt.
You just said because they're not you, their lifestyle is unsafe.
No, I
Because
said
they don't do what you do.
I
and
said
live on
would
land
I
in the
said would
States.
it be safer? Do you disagree that it would be safer to live on a place where
That
you
really
have,
depends where
But
you
is
live.
that the general principle for living life? Is whatever the safest thing is what we should do?
I'd say with kids, yes.
Well, then you'd never get in a car. You'd be walking everywhere.
You're going to the furthest extent as to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Still in the village.
What?
It's not outside the realm. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to take the tactic that's you have to do the safest thing, you'd never leave your house.
Bubble boy. There you go.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Go to the extreme. I think all of us should live in bubbles.
I like bubbles.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you clarifying that for me. That's what I was going for.
Wait, I'm sorry. Were you willing to submit a shallow answer and just hope no one asked any questions?
It was not a shallow answer.
Well, but you,
It was to protect the children.
Yes, protect the children.
Hey,
there,
Dan,
put them
it's
in a
his turn. Be
Yeah, no.
quiet.
put them in a safer environment. Is living on a boat the safest place to raise a kid? No. Is living on
neither
going
is
on a
living
trip?
in Chicago.
It's a 36
Yes. Okay.
foot
Are the risks?
sailboat.
Are the risks everywhere?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do not.
Is it safer on a
disagree
boat
with
or
that.
Chicago?
Which part of
You're
Chicago?
okay. So
The old Cabrini Green. Go.
Are there specific places on land that would be more dangerous than a boat? Probably, Ben. You're absolutely right. If you lived in Compton, yeah, maybe there's a better chance out in a boat. But are there safer places to live on land? Do they have to live in
Those
Chicago?
prisons we were talking
Do they,
about.
yes. Set up the prisons. That's what I'm going for. B.
Okay.
Mike, you're up.
Actually, I'm going to go with B, but for a completely different reason. Mine is out of pure thriftiness. It's the same reason that I don't take my kid to Disney World yet. They're not old enough to fully appreciate what we're doing. I don't take my 1-year-old anywhere because they're
Not
not
on a
getting
trip around the world in a sailboat.
Yeah, remember when we... No,
don't.
Remember when we went around the world? You know, you could have gone when I could see it. You know? I can't... What's your earliest
I
memory?
think they
like
live out there.
They live on a boat?
Well, they've been doing it for
Yeah,
30 years.
they
They live
live for
there.
years.
Oh, yeah, I'd still hold off.
Yeah.
I'd wait till the kids were older just for experience-wise.
Dave Herrick?
I'm guessing the parents have done this for years, right?
Yeah.
So this is the lifestyle that they're most used to. This is kind of home territory for them.
I understand he was a Coast Guard pilot.
Yeah.
Or not pilot, a sailor. What do you call that? Captain, whatever he was.
Okay.
So
So, people who say, raise your kids at home, They did. They raised their kids at home, and they had some kind of medical supplies and then a medical need that was beyond what they needed. And they did what anyone else would do on a boat, is they radioed in, got the kids taken care of.
What's the difference between them and people who are like cattle ranchers 30, 40 miles off of civilization, and then something happens, we got to send a copter in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got life flight for a reason.
Isn't that why we do kind of pay taxes to help take care of each other in those situations, emergency situations?
Are they just upset because there was a naval warship involved?
I think so. It costs a lot of money.
I'm sure it does.
So,
we got a big military.
What were you in for? What was your answer?
What's that?
What was your answer then?
I think it's A.
Yeah.
What is it?
They only live once. Go for the gusto you can handle. Bring the kids along for the ride.
Well, I wouldn't exactly phrase it like that, but
that's hard. When Dan phrases things, he pigeonholes you, so
Yeah.
you either got to be a jerk or agree with him.
That's pretty close.
You have a problem with that?
Yeah, actually, I think it's B. It's just that, the parents' first responsibility is the safety of the kids. It's just that's the environment that they knew best. That was them being safest with their kids.
Yeah.
Was on a boat.
That's true. They can't even walk straight on land.
Yep.
Dump the kids right over.
Yeah. I'm A. I'm A. That's their life. That's how they want to live. I don't have any problem with that at all.
Yeah.
All right. I'm giving Dave and Ben a point, especially because you brought up it is their home. That's their. I'm on both sides of it. I'm all over the place, so I couldn't even answer this question.
So you just came up with a test question and there was no right answer.
That's why we care what's trending with Dan.
It's what's trending right now.
All right.
I got a point. Hold on.
Conversing.
I got to make a Boova column with a 0 in it.